Edge Match. You're at Edge Match. Edge Match. Don't miss Edge Match. Don't miss Edge Match. You're at Edge Match. Edge Match. Don't miss Edge Match. Don't miss Edge Match.
All right. Hello, everybody. We are so excited for today, and it is another Edu launch by EduMatch Publishing, and we have three amazing authors here today that are some of my best friends in the world. And so we're going to talk a little bit today about their new book, Instruction Without Boundaries. Excuse me. And dive a little bit into this amazing resource that they have written for people all over to use at any level. And so let's start out a little bit by introducing themselves so that you get to know them on a more personal, professional basis. And let's see, who do you want to start with? Let's start with Janelle, because Janelle's to my left, so that feels natural.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. Janelle McLaughlin. I live in Indiana and work for Advanced Learning Partnerships. So I'm an education consultant and get to work with amazing educators at every level across the country.
I'll go ahead and jump in next. I'm Shannon Moore. I currently live in Visalia, California. I'm an English teacher by trade, but currently working as a teacher on special assignment, supporting newer educators in the beginning of their educational career, and loving it. And I'm all about creativity and EdTech. That's kind of my jam. So glad to be here. Excited to meet all of you.
Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Matt Rhoads. I'm from San Diego, California, and I'm very lucky that I have my hands in K-12, higher ed, as well as adult education. In my day job is all the EdTech integration and instruction for pretty much the county level for San Diego for adult education in the north section. And then I teach at San Diego State University as well as Concordia University Irvine for students getting their teaching credential as well as doc students. So it's really great to see how the work that we're doing can be impactful at all these different levels. So really looking forward to talking about this with you all.
Yeah, excellent. I'd love to hear all the new teacher work going on as well, because especially right now, that's so incredibly important. So to make sure that they feel supported coming in to this crazy experience that we're having in education right now. Poor things. So let's talk a little bit about the book and how you guys came up with this amazing idea to write this piece of literature. So what was the inspiration behind writing Instruction Without Boundaries? And you guys can kind of jump in however you want. Just go ahead and speak.
Yeah, so we felt that in the world that we live in now that, a teacher could be coming into the profession, or there could be a veteran, experienced teacher, where they could be, asked to teach in an in-person, blended, or online setting. And we felt like that, moving forward, even though that a lot of schools are back in person, if we look at the encompassing all of K-20 education, everyone can teach in these variety of different modalities and places. And we felt that we needed to provide a playbook of instructional strategies that were interchangeable between all these various settings that hit a lot of these really interesting domains like creativity, innovation, collaboration, and really also focusing on how can we set up these digital in classroom routines that that can work in all these various settings. So I really at the beginning of this, I felt that Shannon and Janelle would be the best partners because we all have various levels of experience working at whether it's secondary, elementary, and they have fantastic experience in instruction and EdTech, and just working together in this partnership really was the goal to create this playbook. And hopefully, going forward, educators can utilize this tool, because I think in a lot of careers moving forward is that, we're going to have digitized classrooms, but they can be in all these various modalities.
Amazing. Anybody else want to add to that?
I would just add that, I taught, during the pandemic. I was in the classroom doing the virtual thing. I did the hybrid thing, and I just, the the amount of challenge, struggle, but also triumph that existed in those spaces was just unparalleled, and it was exciting to see. And as somebody who, felt like EdTech was something that I had a grasp on, I was able to be a tech coach during that time, and really kind of ingrained in all different levels of kind of the type of teacher who was navigating the pandemic education. And I felt, it's important for us to be mindful of the fact that, like, education has been shifting, has just recently been accelerated in that shift, I think. And it is up to each and every one of us to come together to ensure that, moving forward, students are the ones that are going to be impacted in a positive way. And we really think that this book will kind of help educators continue to navigate. I wear a bracelet. It says "Better Together." And I think that that's at the heart of this book here. We came together as three random strangers that met on EduTwitter, and we're able to put our knowledge and skills together to really kind of deliver this labor of love. So we're really, really excited about what it could be. And hopefully at the end of the day, if, even one teacher is impacted positively and their students are successful because of their, risk-taking, creativity, and innovation, then, we've done what we've been charged to do.
Yeah.
And I would just say,
absolutely.
Yes, similarly to that, we're all big EdTech fans because we see the power behind integrating technology, but we want the focus always to be on instruction first. And I think that got kind of like pushed aside at the very beginning of the pandemic out of sheer necessity, right? We had to learn how to use the tools in order to reach the students. But in my role, we would have so many districts reaching out and saying, can you please lead a webinar on how to use Zoom, how to use Screencastify? Like, it always started with the tool. And we did that because we had to meet those needs. But quickly, we tried to shift districts into, how about we talk about collaboration settings in a virtual environment? Or how about we talk about how to engage students through video learning? And so that was the main focus of our work, is that we want to focus on instructional strategies that are sound and proven, and then talk about how we want to use best practices and digital integration to enhance those strategies.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think to your point about the pandemic, I've always said that technology integration, like being a technology integrationist in any form, is different than any other kind of instructional coach. You have to be able to teach them the skill before you can teach them how to fully integrate it. Like, you don't have to teach a teacher to read in order to help them with reading strategies. And so it's such a weird place to be in, because they still do need to know some of those skills, and you have to start with that. And I work with Janelle at ALP, and so we had some of those, focusing on Zoom, but it really is so important then to bring them to that next level to focus on that instruction. It really has to be sort of a marriage between the two. And I love the idea of this being a labor of love, and it definitely is a necessary book. And you guys already are popular, since you have a district already putting in a bulk order. So that is amazing, and hopefully other districts follow suit. We'll talk more about how to get bulk orders going at the end of the session here. So you've answered this just a little bit, but is there anything that you wanted to add? Like, why was writing Instruction Without Boundaries really important to you personally? Like, was there something that just made it something you really connected with?
I'll jump in there first, because we all have these unique roles, especially this year with Shannon out of the classroom and working with teachers like that, where our hearts are completely for students, and our hearts are also completely for teachers. And so the part that really impacted or influenced like my role in writing this book was just because everything we do and talk about in our daily jobs, our hope is that it benefits students in the end. But we've got to work with teachers first in order to do that. And so this book was constructed in a way that you could pick different parts. I think Matt called it a playbook, and that's the perfect way to talk about it. Is you don't have to read it from beginning to end, and it's for teachers at any level of EdTech integration at any level of teaching. And so the part that makes it so important to me is that I feel like it benefits everyone. And that's what we want to do. Mandy, you were talking before we went live about how you don't write books in education to make money. Like that's not the main goal. It's to help people, right? And our main goal is to help students. And if we can help teachers in order to get there, then that's even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would echo that and just kind of reinforce also for me, it's all about building capacity, right? Every single individual on this screen and so many others in education are true leaders. In fact, Janelle, my friend here, says leadership is at every level. And so the reality is if we can instill kind of knowledge, skills, provide insight and resources to educators, that inherently builds their capacity. And sometimes as we navigate the reality that exists today, professional development isn't always in a lot of places exactly what teachers need, because it's not differentiated. And we really believe that this book, because it is like Janelle mentioned, a playbook, educators can pick and choose, so they want to enhance creativity and innovation. They can turn to that chapter and really dive into the research and the pragmatic approach to those concepts in their own practice, which then builds capacity. And ultimately, as that trickles down into their students, student capacity is built, and this isn't just for educators. I think administrators really, a lot of administrators who picked up this book could really see, kind of the shifts that exist in the classroom. So if they've been out of the classroom for a while, maybe they could read this, pick it up, and have some insight into the everyday kind of realities that their educators are dealing with. So I just think it has capacity to have great impact. And I think, again, at the end of the day, if we can impact lives collectively, and including my own and my friends here. I mean, I've grown so much with writing this book with these two, learn so much from them. Then, yeah, education will be better for it. And that is exciting to me.
Awesome. I love that. And I think that like understanding why people write books is really like that piece that you just said, Shannon, like that's why EduMatch does. That's why we do what we do. Like that's why we want to make sure that people have a voice and that there's different topics that are covered. And part of it is because like Janelle, kind of like you said, we 100% love teachers. We 100% love administrators. We 100% love students. Like I know that math doesn't come out, but in that case, it doesn't have to. But also we 100% love the heart that authors get into books with. Even as something that feels not very connected to the heart, like technology, like the meaning behind it and the purpose behind the book is very heart-filled. So I love that. So we have one more question here. What other resources do you suggest for readers, and then where can they find each of you? We'll start with Matt.
I would just say that you can go to our website, instructwithoutboundaries.com. It really outlines the book, and it provides really all the information that you need about us. Each of us post on social media as well, have blogs, podcasts that we're a part of. And if you look at us on our social media channels, you can find that information about us. And we're hoping over time on the book's website to post additional webinars and additional resources from the book that readers can then take a look at. And within our own newsletters, we'll be producing more of those resources as well. So by following us and following the book, you're going to get a lot more than just the book itself. You're going to get access to us and resources and just a lot of hopefully good ideas so that we can be better together.
All right, awesome. Shannon or Janelle, did you have anything to add to that? You want to tell people where to find you on the Twitters and that kind of thing?
Yeah, so super active on, Janelle, it's your turn. I'm so
sorry.
I'll
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm
so used to doing the up and down, right? No, I'm active on Twitter at @smore_teach, and a lot of what we'll be posting will be from our personal social medias. In fact, stay tuned because in the next day or so, we're going to be doing like some giveaways, and so we'd love for you to be able to kind of engage with us on social media, and hopefully win a book and maybe some stickers. So, Janelle.
Yeah, I'm Ms_Mac4 on Twitter, but on every social media platform, just about, and you can find how to connect with us individually on our book website as well. And the only thing I would add is the other benefit you get from this is just getting to grow your online community. So as we work to bring people together through this book, we want to keep those conversations going through digital means. So through social media and through other ways, we all love connecting with other educators with similar passions and a heart for teaching and learning. So that's just another side benefit, is connecting with like-minded people.
All right, awesome. And again, there's that website, www.instructwithoutboundaries.com. And thank you guys so much for being here. We really, really appreciate you stopping by and giving us this background on your book and on yourselves. And we're so excited about the launch of Instruction Without Boundaries. For a discount on bulk orders, you can contact Dr. Sarah Thomas at edumatchbooks@edumatchers.org. You can get discounts on just 10 books. That's not even that many. And so the more you buy, the bigger the discount is. You can literally buy thousands of books through us. So you can find any of our other books on edumatch.com, edumatchpublishing.com. And again, thank you guys for being here. Congratulations on your launch. We're so happy for you. And thank you for the opportunity to work with you. And for all the EduMatch family, have an amazing day.